What is up, guys? It's Max Merc here, and today we've got a quick little video on how to replace the xenon bulbs for the headlights on your W221 generation Mercedes S-Class. Now, this video is on a pre-facelift 2007 through 2009 car. This is a 2008 we have for the video, so this video may apply to the facelift 2010 through 2013 version. Potentially, I assume it must be a similar process, but this will absolutely apply to the 2007 through 2009 pre-facelift models. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So as you can see, we've got the car on right now. We have an error for the right low beam. Check right low beam. And of course, come over to the front. Driver's side is fine, and that passenger side is burnt out. So before these xenon headlights start to go, they will turn an almost pinkish color, and then very soon after, call it like an hour after, it's gonna go ahead and fail. So I also have my scan tool hooked up here. I mean, not that we need a scan tool to tell us that it's burnt out. You have faults for headlamp, xenon headlamp inoperative, communication failure with the module, right xenon headlamp could not be ignited, voltage, bulb has gone out. One for the front SAM. Night vision is complaining that the headlight is out as well. So it will throw a bunch of codes. So it is good to clear all these codes at the end. But there's another reason why you'll want this scan tool. Not necessary, but it is good to have. So if you go into this right headlamp module, you'll want to make sure ignition is switched on, which it is. And if we come over here to the actuation test, and if you hit this button to move xenon bulb to removal position, it'll tell that this makes it easier to remove and replace the xenon bulb. So you'll hit switch on ignition and make sure the low beam is switched off, which it is anyway, but make sure it's off just so there's no power going down to it. And now I'll go actuate it on the scan tool, and you will see the low beam move into a more accessible position. And now you see it's almost looking off to the side as the bulb is facing in a more outward position. If you look at that compared to the driver's side, it's supposed to be facing out, but that is the removal position. So a nice little nifty trick that is not needed, but will make your life easier. So next step, we're gonna go ahead and crank the wheel all the way to the left to make the fender liner more accessible. It is also worth noting that I have the car in the up and raised position just to give that little bit extra clearance in the wheel well. And you can grab yourself a trim removal tool, and if you don't have one, a flathead usually will do the trick, but it just makes it a little bit easier if you have the tool that just slides in there, grabs that pin, pull it out, that pin will come out, and then you can go ahead and grab the retaining portion on the bottom, and it pulls right out, and it doesn't break. The flathead might chew it up a little bit, but with this tool, it makes it nice and easy. So there's gonna be a couple of these here, one more up here. And if you are missing any of these, you can find these very cheaply, just not generic, they make Mercedes ones, not Mercedes part, but like a cheap Chinese version for a couple bucks does the trick. And anytime I've had any missing or fall out, I just replace them with good ones just to keep things nice and tight. But then you can go ahead and peel back this layer, which I'm going to need to do with two hands. Then you are also going to have an 8mm bolt down here that you can just go ahead and pull off. And there's going to be one more 8mm bolt down here, and then there's that guy. Well, spoke too soon. There's actually two 8mm bolts, so that one will come off. This is one of those underbody panel screws, and then now you have a bit more leverage on this fender liner. Now, what I did was, it's a little bit tough to get it from the top, but with one hand on the bottom and one hand fished through the top, I was able to kind of turn this counterclockwise and get the cap off. And ideally, it would be best to get the car up in the air, get this wheel off, get the fender liner fully off, and have all the room in the world, but it does add a lot of extra steps and time, so we're gonna go at it from the fender liner. So I've already kind of done it, but there are some there are two retaining clips that you have to push down. So down and then inward, and then they'll come out. They're very light. You don't have to apply much force at all. And then there's a plug here at the bottom that you'll want to pull down on gently. It really doesn't need much force. And here is your old xenon headlight that is burnt out. I don't see any timestamp on here, but this was a Philips ZenStart. I'm not sure if that is the OEM bulb or not, but I got a set of Osram Zenarcs. So these are the ones I got. I've had good experience with Osram. They are German. I think they might be OE, but not positive. Either way, have them in my other cars, and I'm happy with them. So you'll want to go ahead and grab this, but make sure you don't touch the this portion up here, because any dirt or oil from your hands can ruin that. So let me go ahead and do that carefully. Yeah, so any oil or dirt from your hands that gets on that bulb part can prematurely wear it out. And this one almost has like a bluish tint to it almost. I'm not sure if they all do, and then they just kind of burn out as it gets older, but there you have it. So let's go ahead and, in reverse order, carefully slide this in. And I really do think putting that low beam into the replacement service position using the scan tool does help, because otherwise it would have been a bit more deep in there and not really facing out the way you'd want it to be. All right, so I got it back in there, and let me see if I can get a good angle to show you guys. You can kind of see it there. You'll be able to see it just barely. That's how the bulb goes in. There's the connector on the bottom. There's the connector on the bottom, and then those two retaining clips just slide back in over the thing, and you really don't have to force it at all. So just make sure all the cables are out of the way, and it should just pop right in perfectly. No need to force anything at all. And then we can go ahead and put the cover back on. Well, first, before we do that, let's make sure it works. So we have removed xenon bulb, installed new xenon bulb. Ignition is on. It's initializing that. Okay. Just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and clear fault codes so nothing is stored and nothing is showing up on the dash. There we go. Switch ignition off. Clearing fault memory. Ignition on. All right, fault has been cleared. No codes for that. Let's go ahead and pop these lights on. We do have light. Wonderful. So as you can see, the beam has put itself back into position. So it is good practice to do both of them, because, you know, if these had been replaced at the same time, which I can't confirm, if that one went, the other one's going to follow very soon. So it is a good idea to just do both of them while you're in there. But I'm happy with that. That looks good. Color temperature, that looks good. I mean, this is just the factory 4300 Kelvin, so I didn't want to, I mean, I almost went to the 5500K, but, you know, my dad mostly drives this car, and I just figured let's leave it OEM. And while I'm in there, I'm going to see if I can try to reach this parking light bulb and see if I can swap it with LED, because I would like to have these two the same. All right, so I've also gone ahead and done this side marker light. It is not too bad. I should have taken a little picture, but I was pretty deep into it. But yeah, right here you see this knob. You just turn that knob counterclockwise, and it's a bit hard to reach. It's a bit of in a crevice, so as you can see, it's hollow in there. And what I did was I inserted these needle nose pliers into there, and then just used that as leverage to gently twist it counterclockwise, get it open. But other than that, bulb is just a W5W or T10 wedge bulb. This is what came out of it. And then I put one of these. I've used this brand in the past. They are canvas air free, so otherwise it'll throw an error. So you'll want to make sure there's no error. If I go ahead and turn on The ignition, you'll see nothing, no malfunctions, no bulb out, nothing. So that's the way you want it. So now let's go ahead and just put the fender liner back together, and you have a new xenon light and a new side marker. And in case you do also want to do the side marker light, this is a good time to do it while you have the accessibility. And then same goes for the fog light. You do have a lot of accessibility with the fender liner peeled back just like that. That is compared to the old side. You can see the halogen side marker. That's the way I left the factory. Nothing wrong with it, but I do think this just matches a little bit better with the xenon bulb. So we'll go ahead and get those pins popped back into the fender liner, and then you are pretty much done. So if this video helped you guys, if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.